April 10th, 2026. Buckle up, today's news is absolutely unhinged. Today's episode is brought to you by GridTerm. Run multiple terminal sessions side by side, perfect for Claude Code or Codex Power users. Gridterm.com, link in the description. Goodbye Llama, Meta just went full closed source and the open source community is feeling deeply betrayed. Meta launched Muse Spark today, its first proprietary frontier model since forming Super Intelligence Labs. And it's not messing around, the thing scores 52 on the Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, which triples Llama 4 Maverick's score of 18 and puts it in the global top 5 alongside Gemini 3.1 Pro, GPT 5.4, and Claude Opus 4.6. The model features visual chain of thought, a contemplating mode with parallel reasoning streams, and something called thought compression that squeezes frontier level performance out of less compute. You can't just download it though. Meta is keeping Muse Spark behind an API preview, which is a pretty wild pivot from the company that built its entire AI reputation on handing you the weights for free. Anthropic built a cybersecurity AI so powerful they won't let anyone touch it, and honestly, that should concern everyone. Claude Mythos preview scored 83.1% on the CyberGym benchmark compared to 66.6% for regular Opus 4.6, and autonomously found high severity 0 days in the Linux kernel, OpenBSD, and FFmpeg, which are the kinds of things that keep security engineers up at night. Instead of releasing it, Anthropic is deploying it through Project Glasswing, pairing Mythos preview with 12 major tech and finance companies to find and patch vulnerabilities before bad actors do. The pricing for this thing is wild. $25 per million input tokens, $125 per million output tokens. So if your company wants a hacking AI on your side, it is going to cost you. Meanwhile, a Chinese lab just dropped an open source model that beat both GPT 5.4 and Claude Opus 4.6 on the coding benchmark that everyone actually cares about. AI's GLM 5.1 scored 58.4 on SEDW Bench Pro, edging out GPT 5.4 at 57.7, Opus 4.6 at 57.3, and Gemini 3.1 Pro at 54.2. And it's MIT licensed, so you can just run it yourself. The 754 billion parameter model is specifically designed for 8-hour autonomous work sessions, sustaining goal alignment across 700 plus tool calls through something called staircase pattern optimization. You can get API access for $1.40 per million input tokens, or just pay $27 a quarter for the Lite subscription, which is either a great deal or a sign that AI pricing has completely collapsed, probably both. Speaking of Anthropic, they also dropped a much less popular announcement today, which is that they're cutting off Claude Pro and Max subscribers from powering third-party tools like OpenClaw. Effective April 4th, if you were routing your Claude subscription through any external agent harness, that's over. Anthropic says it creates compute strain and bypasses their prompt caching efficiencies. The timing here is chef's kiss asterisk dramatic. The creator of OpenClaw, Peter Steinberger, was literally just hired by OpenAI right before this happened. Anthropic is offering one-time credits equal to your monthly plan price and up to 30% discounts if you switch to pay-as-you-go API billing, which is a nice way of saying we'd actually like to charge you more. And if you thought Nvidia was just a GPU company, Jensen Huang very much disagrees. At GTC 2026 today, Jensen unveiled the Nvidia Agent Toolkit, an open-source enterprise AI platform with 17 Fortune 500 adopters, including Adobe, Salesforce, SAP, Siemens, CrowdStrike, Palantir, and Atlassian. 17 companies. On day one, the toolkit includes Nematron open models, AIQ hybrid orchestration, OpenShell runtime with embedded security from Cisco and CrowdStrike, and QOpt optimization skills. Nvidia claims it delivers 50% cost reduction via hybrid architecture, and the open source strategy is pure Android playbook. Give the software away, lock in the GPU demand forever. Nvidia stockholders did not feel a disturbance in the force today. They felt the opposite. OpenAI launched a $100 ChatGPT Pro tier today, sitting right between the $20 Plus plan and the $200 Pro plan, because apparently what this market needed was more subscription tiers. The key selling point is 5x the Codex usage compared to Plus, which Sam Altman personally announced on X, calling it very nice to see Codex getting so much love. Here's the fun part though, at the same time they launched the $100 plan, they also quietly reduced how much Codex Plus users can run per day. So they gave with one hand and took with the other, very on brand. If you're a heavy Codex user who doesn't want to pay $200 a month, this is your tier. If you're an existing Plus user who wasn't paying attention to the fine print, congratulations on your new reduced limits. In February, Jack Dorsey fired 4,000 of Block's 10,000 employees and said it was because of AI. And today we got the clearest proof he wasn't bluffing. Block launched ManagerBot, an AI agent embedded in Square that proactively monitors your business, spots problems, and proposes solutions without you asking. Inventory forecasting, shift scheduling, automated marketing campaigns, it just handles it. The critical design decision here. Every action ManagerBot proposes requires the seller to explicitly approve it with a visual preview, so it's not going rogue yet. Block built this on Anthropic Sonnet and OpenAI GPT models, and early data shows sellers are consolidating more and more business onto Square once they start using ManagerBot. Dorsey cut 40% of his workforce, the stock jumped 20%, and now he's shipping the replacement. That's the move. Microsoft is quietly admitting that they went way overboard with Copilot buttons because today they started removing them from Windows 11. Notepad has a new writing tools menu replacing the Copilot button. Snipping tools Copilot button disappears when you take a screenshot, and Microsoft says the buttons are unnecessary. Unnecessary after shipping them to 1 billion PCs? To be clear, the underlying AI features are still there. Microsoft just stopped branding them as Copilot everywhere you look. Snipping tool, photos, widgets, Notepad, all getting the button removed. The Copilot keyboard key on new hardware is apparently still under review. At some point, you just have to respect the audacity of shipping a thing to every device on Earth and then saying actually unnecessary. But that's not even the wildest research drop today. Researchers just built a framework called Memento Skills that lets AI agents rewrite their own executable code and skills based on feedback without ever touching the underlying model weights. Think of it as an AI that builds muscle memory on the fly, getting better at tasks by literally updating its own toolkit. The results on Gaia benchmark were 13.7 percentage points better than static baselines, and on Humanity's last exam, one of the hardest benchmarks in existence, it more than doubled the baseline performance, jumping from 17.9% to 38.7%. The team used Gemini 3.1 Flash as the frozen base model, which means you could theoretically plug in anything. Self-improving agents that don't need retraining are coming, whether enterprise IT departments are ready or not. And finally, for everyone who runs a website, traffic coming from ChatGPT and Claude converts at 30 to 40%. Traditional Google SEO traffic converts at 2 to 5%. That's not a small gap, that's a completely different ballgame, and most enterprise marketing teams are not tracking LLM referred traffic at all. The new discipline is called Answer Engine Optimization, AEO, and it's basically about getting your content cited by AI instead of ranked by Google. The companies that figure this out in the next 12 months are going to have a massive structural advantage over everyone still optimizing title tags. Just something to think about while you're updating your meta descriptions. Don't forget to check out GridTerm multiple terminal sessions side by side gridterm.com. That's it for April 10th. Subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you tomorrow.